Good morning. Hi, I'm Kristen Amdahl and welcome back to Yarn on the Beach. This is episode 22. We are at Barefoot Beach, which is in Bonita Springs, Florida, southwest Florida, and this is the Gulf of Mexico. It's 7:30 a.m. here and the sun is starting to peek from over the horizon on the land side, and it's changing the color. It's going to be really beautiful today, but different than other days, because we have some clouds in the sky that are going to really light up as the sun hits them. So that will be fun. It's always a different but beautiful sunrise here, and I thoroughly enjoy coming down here in the morning to see the wildlife and see all the colors and hear the waves. Even they sound different every day. If you'd like to join me, I would be more than happy to share this experience with you. Bring your yarn, bring a warm beverage and a cold beverage, and just enjoy the beautiful nature with me. And if you feel like crafting with me, even better. I brought a couple pieces to talk about today and brought my yarn to work on. I'd love to hear what you're working on this morning, so if you're working on a project, please let me know. Hi Sarah, thank you. Sarah said she loves my poncho. I have two of them that I brought this morning. This is the knit version. I'll back up so you can see it. It's a square poncho, or rectangular. And I put buttons on it so it has the really long sleeves. That's the back, which you could actually flip it and wear it on that side instead, or make two of this side or two of the back side. And then this is the crochet version of the same poncho. And I'll post links to both of these patterns in the show notes for today. They're both free patterns on my website, and they both use Be So Brave, 100% American merino wool that's 100% made in the US. Oh, I want you to see how the clouds are lighting up behind us. Look at that golden color over there. Can you see that? Isn't that beautiful? Sometimes it's clouds that make beautiful sunrises and sunsets, and sometimes it's the lack of clouds. It's so interesting and always beautiful, but always different. Okay, I think I'm ready to start my first row. The waves are a little louder today. Good morning, Faye. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, the birds and the waves are a little louder today than they were yesterday. Fun. I absolutely adore how you can come here every day, and every day is different, and there's something beautiful but different than the day before. Yes, Faye, the colors are spectacular today. Totally different than yesterday, but still beautiful. think once the sun pops over the horizon, it's going to really light up those clouds. Hi Mar, thanks for watching. Yes, it is warmer today. No hat. I think our cold spell is over for a while. We're supposed to get cold weather again, I think, next week, but for the rest of this week, it's supposed to warm up here. I'm drinking green tea with lemon in it this morning. Raining in Lakeland. It was raining here this morning too. The ground is wet. When we got to the tennis courts this morning, good morning from Michigan, the tennis courts were wet but drying, and even the sand here is a little bit damp still. Looks like we had rain overnight. But what I love is we don't have a lot of wind this morning. I don't mind any temperature as long as there's no wind. I think it's really easy to dress for the temperature. It's hard to dress for wind. And wind can be really difficult for crafting. I don't know if any of you craft outdoors that much, but crafting outdoors in wind can be very challenging at times because the yarn blows way too much. Good morning, Patty. Sarah likes to crochet on her porch in the summertime. Yeah, that's a great place to crochet. I love being outdoors, especially for crafting. Just have to plan for the weather. Good morning, Joan. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. Birdie. Got a bunch of seashells over here this morning. I might take a look at them, see if I can find any of those ones that have the hole in them for decorating that mandala that I was working on last week. The water's a different color today too. If you get close to the water, it's very clear today as well. morning, Edna. Thank you for joining me from India. I haven't been looking up as well as I could this morning. I'm sorry if I miss any other greetings or questions so far. Try to make a point of looking up a little more frequently. Got a lot of requests for technique videos yesterday, and it made me, like in the comments of Yarn on the Beach, and it made me think about maybe posting some sort of a document somewhere with an open, that's open, where people could place their requests for different techniques, or I don't know, trying to think of a way to get more direct feedback about for new videos. I mean, I love coming up with the ideas, but I think it's fun for you to be able to come up with the ideas too. Like, for example, somebody asked me yesterday to do some videos on Tunisian crochet, and that is a great idea. I mean, polls and surveys are not about specific information, they're more about finding out trends. So I'm trying to figure that out in my head this morning. Looks like it's going to stay cloudy. Maybe the sun's not going to come out. Oh well, it's still pretty. Good morning, Penny from Colorado. The birds are coming close behind me this morning. Sharing the beach with a lot more people today too. Now that it's warming up, more people are coming outside. Tonight's my knitting club, and I will be asking them how they feel about live streaming tonight. So if I can get everybody's permission, then we will possibly be doing a live streaming at Knitting Club tonight. and that's from 6 to 8 p.m. in Eastern Time. Good morning, Miss Detroit. Thanks for joining me. As I finish this row, I can show you the progress of another layer of the elongated twisted drop stitch. The waves are so relaxing this morning. I just missed a comment. I apologize. If you want to repeat it, I'd be happy to try to read it another time. Okay, so here's another row of our elongated drop stitch, and you can really start to see the wave pattern of the feather and fan variation that I'm doing in between the drop stitch rows. Can you see that? I think it's going to be really, really pretty for the lower edge of this vest. I'll turn it around now so you can see how beautifully that is contrasting with the stitch on the top. I'm very, very happy with it so far. Gosh, there's another couple of comments came and went and I could not read them. I'm sorry. But now I'm on a plain knit row, so I can look up a little more frequently. Gosh, the waves are so relaxing this morning. Would love to fall asleep to that sound. This stitch, the closest way to do this stitch in crochet would be to do broomstick lace, I think. I think broomstick would be the best way to do something like this. Yes, Mar, I know a lot of people would like to see the Knitting Club live. I just have to get everyone's permission at the club first and see if we can set ourselves up in a corner so we're not filming other people in Panera. So I'm gonna definitely work on it tonight, and if I can get the vibe from everybody that it's okay and figure out a good spot for it, we will definitely go live tonight. I think that would be fun. I'd love for you to meet all of the people that come. And you know, some weeks we have 3 or 4 people, some weeks we have 15 or 18 people, but we always have really nice and lovely people every week. It is a wonderful group, and it's always growing. I got a couple of messages this week of people that want to try. Faye says, love the color you chose and the pattern. I don't know if you mean the vest or the poncho, but thank you. I like both of them too. The vest, I'm still thinking about dip dyeing the lower end. When it's done, I'm thinking about dip dyeing the lower end in indigo and letting the lower edge be dark, deep indigo, and let the dye seep up slowly and gradually through the project, so the top of the vest will stay the cream color, the bottom will be dark indigo, and the middle will just kind of change very gradually from the cream to the indigo. It'd be terrible if I messed it up though. I might want to try it on a swatch first to make sure that it works, because if it does, I have for the book that this vest is going in, I have a crochet Ruana that I want to do the same thing to. So this knit vest and the crochet Ruana, I want to dip dye 1/2 of them. Oh, Penny, you agree. Thank you. Love it when other people agree with my ideas. I know my ideas can be out there sometimes. Always nice to get a little validation that they're not totally crazy. Thank you. Thanks, Faye. Getting more confirmations that, or affirmations that dip dyeing would be a good idea. Yeah, I think it'd be really fun. And just another way to learn how to make your projects more creative too. I still want to do a whole series of videos on teaching how to dye, because it's not just about dyeing yarn. You can learn how to dye your finished projects also with natural dyes, with food dyes, with Kool-Aid dyes. When I say food dyes, I mean dyes that you can make from food. You can make dye from beets, red cabbage, onion skins, all sorts of things, and they're so pretty. So pretty. Then you can buy natural dyes like the indigo that I'm talking about and some other really pretty ones. Or you can use Kool-Aid or other food grade dyes. Or you can buy chemical dyes as well. They all have their pluses and minuses. And all wonderful ways to further express yourself creatively after you've made something. I think it's a really fun idea. Because then you can also take a piece that you made, whether it's a poncho like this size, or a scarf, or a shawl, and you could even do spot dyeing or tie dyeing. That would be amazing. So that's where I want to go with teaching dyeing yarn. Not so much, I mean, yeah, we can certainly talk about dyeing your own yarn too, but dyeing your finished projects, I think would be really, really fun. Or we dye the yarn light colors and then do the extra dyeing in darker versions of those colors or darker contrast colors. So let's say I taught you how to do like a pale, I don't know, whatever, a pale peach or a pale coral yarn, and then you did dip dyeing in indigo or a darker color or spot dyeing. That would be fun too. Talk about a creative project, my goodness. You dye the yarn, make the project, and dye the finished project. That's a lot. That's really cool. those of you who didn't see at the beginning of today, I brought the crochet version of the poncho that I'm wearing. This is the knit version, and I'll show you. I put buttons on the sides that give it the sleeve effect. And the back is plain, but kind of cool because you could do both the front and the back in the plain color. I like that idea too, doing the whole thing in like the waves of grain color and just doing the pop of color of American Beauty for the collar. And then I brought the crochet version with me this morning too, so you can see how similar it is. These are both patterns on my website, and I'll post links to both of them in the show notes. When I say show notes, I mean I'll be adding this information to the video description. So if you come back to this video later when it's recorded, you'll have all of these links in that description box. I try to do that every day. So that's the crochet version, and again, on the back side it's solid, so how cute is that? To just do the whole thing in one color with the pop of color as the collar. Love that too. The crochet one looks like the beach this morning, doesn't it? I was thinking that these colors look like the beach and some of the seagulls too. It goes really nicely with the natural palette here today. Oh, and look what arrived last night, my Yarn on the Beach tote bag from Redbubble. This is the 18-inch square bag, which has a gusset of about 3 inches on the bottom. And it's lined. I like the fact that it's lined in a dark color so that you can't mess it up. Like if you put a pen in there. Yes, ponchos are fabulous, I agree. I think they're a great way to just throw something on and feel put together. So that's the bag. I'll post a link to that as well. Thanks, Edna. She said cool bag. Yeah, I'm excited about the swag and bringing swag to Yarn on the Beach and using it the rest of the day too. And who doesn't like an extra bag, right? I know I do. And then the bag that I'm holding the vest in is as a project bag is one of my market bags. It's a pattern on my website as well. This comes in 2 sizes. This is the smaller one, and it has a larger version of it in the pattern as well. Someone mentioned the longer handles on this bag. I'll show you how it works on me. Everything's funky in a poncho, I suppose, but those sleeves help a little bit. That's how it fits on me. Yeah, they are longer handles. I'm definitely on a green tea kick lately. I go in and out with green tea. Sometimes I find it too earthy, and lately I can't get enough of it. I drink it all day. Must be something in there that my body's craving. All right, we're almost out of time, so I want to take this last minute or two to soak in a little more of these peaceful morning beach vibes. If anybody has any last minute questions, I will try to watch the screen, and we can all just really enjoy the sounds. Sarah asked if I have a favorite brand of tea. I have a few. Let me think about that, and I will put a list together of the ones, because I really do pay attention to where things come from and what's in them. So I'll put a list together and share that. Oh, Faye wishes everybody a beautiful Tuesday. Me too. I hope everybody has an amazing day. I hope starting the day with a little bit of peaceful nature relaxation sets you in a great mood to have a wonderful day. Hopefully I can share my knitting group with you tonight. If not, I will explain how or why tomorrow. Sarah, sometimes you can get them flavored. I'll talk more about it tomorrow. I'm going to think about a list. I'll talk about it tomorrow, or put together a list on my blog and share with you some of the different tees that I think would be a good segue for you from black to green. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you soon.